We've got some
Hey,
fresh new
I'm
young
Luis.
talent
And
doing some
I'm
things that I
Luis.
know you haven't
And you're
heard
listening to the
before.
Content is Profit podcast.
Guys, today we have a guest that's actually making his way back to the show because part one was a little,
I mean,
let's say,
he didn't make his way
accidental.
to the show. We dragged him back into the show, basically. I
We
mean,
dragged
that's
him back.
Yeah, we dragged him back.
We had
That's
to
exactly what
beg him. We're
happened.
like, please,
I know.
forgive us for
He
such
did
a
such a
terrible
great job,
stream.
though. We got actually good feedback for that live, so which is great.
I know. He was a total champ. That's for sure.
Hey, by the way,
But
do we get a sponsor today?
well, before we get the sponsor, I gotta say what we're gonna talk about today.
Well,
We're gonna be talking
yeah,
about
please tell me.
the top takeaways from consistently for an entire year.
Just 1 year?
Ooh, just 1 year.
Okay.
365 days.
365 days.
And then I have an announcement at,
Oh, gosh.
at the end of the episode. If I remember, and if you guys remind me, I will have a cool announcement that just popped into my head. Actually popped yesterday into my head, but I think now it's a good way to say it.
We got some comments here. We're like, they're not broken. They're actually strobe lights. Yeah,
That is
thank you, guest. Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
We
love
we
it.
should make a warning then because of the strobe light. If you have some sort of, like epilepsy attacks or whatever,
Just listen. Close
watch,
your eyes.
Watch carefully. Yeah, just listen to today's show.
Just listen. Well, now, can you tell me about the sponsor today, Fonzie?
Indeed, I can.
Okay, yeah.
And today's
Thank
sponsor is your own, the BIZBROS.
Let's go.
Yes, we sponsor our own podcast with content momentum. If you produce a long-form piece of content and you need a content team to help you multi-purpose that and get the best out of it, we're here for you. Slide in the DMs at BIZBROSCO on Facebook, on Instagram.
Guys, follow the show because we are back with episodes every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday after a little break. And on social media at BIZBROSCO because every single interview, every single show that we do here, you have the golden boulders to go apply to your life and business to get that momentum.
That is right.
You got your golden boulders. Let's go.
Sure, got it. And if today's guest help you move one step closer to your goal, please don't forget to share this episode with at least 3 friends. Don't forget 3 friends and leave a 5-star review. Thank you.
And we are back for part 2 of what was one of the most accidental streams we've ever had. Today's guest is a special friend. You could say he's one of our cool friends.
That's right. Today's guest is someone that helps others create profitable YouTube videos. Ben Ebig! Woo! Let's go! Look at that. Ben is orchestrating this whole thing right here. Love it, Ben.
I am pumping up the crowd that all of you can clearly see has joined us today. Look at this massive stadium that we have joining us. You all can see
Look
it.
at that. Hey, you can hear the people cheering, roaring. It's
nice.
pretty insane over here.
I know, pretty crazy. Dude, Ben, thank you, man. Welcome back. I think you have been the fastest comeback on Content is Profit. You're registered as the fastest comeback to the show. So thank you for that. Congrats. That's a new badge that we got to send you.
Yeah, put that on my license plate. # fastest comeback.
Yeah. No, and this is also your new nickname, Ben. No glitch, Ben. That's actually
I like that.
No glitch, Ben. That was actually the calendar invite for the show.
I did see that, and you guys don't know this, but I also put something similar on my own calendar, no glitch episode, BIZBROS.
know.
Did they see my calendar when they invited me?
That's fun.
We're we're forecasting into the future, right? And for those that are not familiar with what happened, right? There's an episode, I believe it was posted, right? Maybe, as
Actually, it was live on the internet, so we all saw it happen.
It is live in the internet. By the way, Ben, MVP, man, while you talked about it, we completely fell off our own show like that. It's first time ever. And, I think we got it figured out after almost 220 episodes.
Yeah, we totally crashed on that one, but man, you took the... what is it called? The reins? Is that how it's called?
Yeah.
You took the reins? Yeah, you took the reins and
I hijacked your Facebook profile as well.
hijacked it totally.
I
And
know.
we couldn't be happier about it. So thank you so much for that.
That was so cool, man.
But
Absolutely, it was a pleasure to hack your Facebook account.
let's go.
If it was going to be somebody, it was going to be you.
That's
For sure.
Now, last episode, people, go check it out, is 217, if I'm not mistaken. Either 217 or 216. and you can hear about Ben's story, which is absolutely amazing. But I think today we're gonna dive a little bit more into specific takeaways from publishing, right? Like what have we learned, and we're gonna help the listener right now with maybe what are the next steps that they can do to achieve that consistency and maybe achieve their goals in a faster term than a year, right? Because let's be honest, a year is a long time and it's difficult. So we need to get people winning so they stay motivated with that consistency.
Ben, I'm very curious about your first experience publishing. You know, we deal with a lot of creators in very different environments, right? And I think you have been probably one of the most originals that we've seen, that we've been part of your shows and your games, and it's incredible. But I'm very interested. Like, was it always like that, or like how? Do you remember your first experience with publishing?
I do remember it, and I try to hide it from the internet because it was so long ago. But that's your question. You want to know about my first experience publishing anything?
Let's do it. Yeah, let's go there.
It was,
as long as it's PG, we're good.
Oh man, you know I'm such a sexy beast. It was, I don't even think it was on the gaming channel that has taken off. It was like on a channel that is defunct now, and it was a gaming video. It was one of me getting a platinum trophy, and this was before, like, we got to roll back a little bit to like 2009-ish. Not everyone has a smartphone in their pocket. So Ben had an iPod Touch. And I did not have the capability to screen capture what was on my TV for my PS4. So all I did was I took an iPod Touch and I just pushed record on the TV screen.
Yes.
And I narrated that, and you could, if I like actually dug this out of the archives, I think it's somewhere on the internet. If I like went and dug it up, you could tell like I am more nervous than I have ever been in my entire life, because I know this is gonna go on the internet. It's like, hi guys, I'm playing so and so game, and like we're about to do so and so, and here we go. And
was
like,
your hand shaking?
Like... and the phone is shaking and whatnot, and the audio is horrible. But you know what? I did it. I posted it, and I think even the one like after that was just as bad. The music choice was horrible. The visual was horrible, and behind the scenes that you like would never even know about is that I basically took like a wooden table and stacked like a whole bunch of PS3 games and propped my iPod Touch on an angle in order to, because I didn't have a tripod and I couldn't afford one. So that was how I shot my video. And then that's how I shot my gaming video. And I prayed to God that my iPod Touch didn't just fall over, because it's not like I could repeat the footage. So if it just fell over at any point, then I would lose the video.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that was how, like, that was my first like ever publishing experience.
I'm just gonna say that whoever invented Twitch, they probably came across your video and they were like, this guy's onto something. This guy's onto something, recording himself playing video games, and then they came up with Twitch, Ben.
By the way, Turner is commenting here, loving the iPod Pro. Oh, well, thank you. Best machine. I honestly, when I read it, I was like, I love the iPod Touch. In my head, that's what I thought it was.
I read iPod too.
And I was like, but yeah, I also relate, because I had an iPod Touch and it was super exciting to have that camera on, man. I props to you, brother. Like,
I don't know. I had the iPod Shuffle.
The iPod Shuffle.
I also had the iPod Shuffle.
That goes on your like sleeve right here.
Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I think that product would crush today in the market, that iPod Shuffle, because it was literally a clip, and you didn't like, you just put your favorite songs in there and they randomly show up. It was awesome, dude. Like, you just clip it up and then start running. Imagine that clip with now your AirPods. Oh, a match made in heaven. That would be absolutely amazing. But
I
that's
can
definitely
lose both of them at the same time.
It's called an Apple Watch, guys. It's called an Apple Watch. Anyways, by the way, this is not this is not sponsored by Apple.
I know.
Just gonna put that out there.
But Apple, if you want to sponsor us, we are not against it. We need some new computers.
Yeah. Dude, Ben, thank you for sharing. I know, because like first stories are always like very like messy, right? Like we tend to compare ourselves to like the Gary V's of the world, or the whatever, like whoever like is being publishing for years, right? And they have years of experience, not only sharing their story, but also they have resources, man. They have a bunch of money that they can invest, right? We've recently heard $30,000 per month teams, right? $50,000 per month teams, a bunch of it's a lot of resources, right? And when people are starting, maybe that's not your initial budget. So thank you for sharing that story. We've shared the first podcast that we did. And
we just created a new hashtag first video story. Look at that
video story.
So if you're listening right now, make sure you go to the stream or the Facebook page. If you're in the Content is Profit group, make sure you go in there, put hashtag first video story, and share your story. Share yours.
Now, Ben, from that experience, right? What was your lesson? Like, why do you keep going, right? Because I mean, obviously, were you enjoying the process? Like, what was the lesson that you took from those experiences?
My lesson at the time, or the lesson that like I look back on it now and
the lesson you look back on it now, because clearly, I mean, you've continued publishing and you do a few YouTube channels. You help a lot of people with this as well. So like,
no, was there a back half of that question?
No, lesson.
Yeah. The lesson that I sort of look back on that now is that I started like you mentioned, like I do a couple of YouTube channels and I help other people with it now. Is that specifically that first experience, I like, oh man, like why did it was so bad. Why did I continue doing it? And what kept me going? I guess it was that thought of, I was very young and I looked at things from a very glass half full perspective. I looked at things and I said like, all right, what can we sort of improve upon? And I kept doing that with my gaming channel, and I didn't have all the SEO resources in the world, and so I thought like, okay, like what do I want to make, and what do people want to see, and how does that Venn diagram then overlap to like, okay, it overlaps here, so that's what I'm going to make, and then I used my resources to then make that, and kept pushing forward, and little by little I kept learning different things to then hone my craft. And even then, like the theme of today is like, oh hey, what keeps us publishing for an entire year? And I think that when you're publishing for a very, very long time, you inevitably are looking at things from a glass half full perspective. You're not going to be thinking about like, oh man, I've really like, look how little I've done in the past year. You're not going to be thinking that, or at least I hope you're not thinking that. What you're going to be thinking about is, oh wow, look how far I've come in such a little amount of time. That's what you're going to be thinking about, is like, oh man, what an amazing feat I've accomplished in such a short amount of time.
Yeah.
And then you're going to be thinking about, okay, so how far can I go in the next span of a year? That's sort of the thought process that takes. And so then we come to the conclusion of like, so why doesn't everyone publish in a year? Because we're wired for short term. Like we want it now. We want things fed to us now.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say here, a quick parenthesis. I quit on that light. It's lights, game over for that light back then.
Lights.
But I like your perspective, Ben. I mean, that positivity. I can tell you're a very positive guy. Seeing things as an opportunity, as a learning lesson.
Right.
I do think a lot of people struggle with not having it right the first time, right? But I want to challenge the listener right now to think, who is that person? That thing is going crazy back there.
Now we have a ghost.
Who is like, name me one person that has gone viral or created a massive impact with just one video, right? And the answer at least I don't know anybody that does that. They always have this mindset of like, oh, let me see how I can get it better and better and better. And usually when they, when they look back, they're like, wow, my first video, that thing was absolutely horrible, right? And I find it interesting because a lot of people just give up really quickly, right? When it comes to creating, and I don't know if it's exactly fear of what other people are gonna say, or maybe it's too much work for some, right? It's just stepping too much into their own comfort zone. So I'm curious, what do you think? What have you seen with the people that you've been working with that is, one of their biggest holdbacks when it comes to consistently publishing?
What's people's biggest holdbacks? Like, oh man, why don't people consistently publish?
Yeah, at the beginning of their journey.
Mm-hmm. I think we could put a whole bunch of things into a hat and pull something out, and then like any of these answers would be correct.
Yeah.
But I think that in order to consistently publish, you need some sort of a like personal motivator in order to keep doing it. Because we can talk about it all day, but if you don't have that consistent motivator in order to keep going it, then nothing's gonna push you personally in that direction. But I think that in terms of what holds people back, I do think that it is that sort of FOMO, almost like, oh, that like I don't like I'd say me personally, I still get that camera like almost red light fear of like, oh man, like I just need to jump off the edge and push record. And then once I get record going, then we're all fine. Then I can get into my zone of like, hey, here's Ben, here I'm talking to my people. But it's that jump. It's that one moment of just hitting record that is sometimes feels like jumping off a cliff to a lot of people. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. And I want to add something to that and then kind of like follow up with a quick question. I'm not going to let my brother talk today.
I'm a passenger today, apparently.
But, the anecdote I want to share is I yesterday I was listening to this podcast, 3 comedians, they're Venezuelans, and they interview a 4th comedian, Venezuelan as well,
that has been doing it for years.
Yeah, he's a legend, literally.
Like decades.
This guy is a legend, and they managed to get him on the podcast. And they were talking, they were talking about how this comedian opened in Venezuela for Guns N' Roses, right? Wow. Like, how weird is that, right? He does like comedic musicals, I guess. And the guy's hilarious, and he stood in front of like 90,000 people. So they were talking about how crazy it is, that feeling that you get nervous, and the guy saying like, hey, I still do get nervous, right? What you're talking about, kind of like before pressing that red button record, it's like the guy still gets nervous, and he says, the day I don't get nervous before presenting and like serving my audience, that's when I know I failed them, right? And this can be taken in 2 ways now that I think about it. One way is like, oh, I'm too worried what they're going to think about me. And the way that he says it, that he means it, is I care so much of delivering such a great product, right? Such good, comedic essence, I guess, in your case, so much value with your content that you're nervous, right? Because you want to perform, you want to deliver for the person on the other side. So I want to challenge you listening right now. Do you get nervous? Is it because of you caring what other people are going to think of you, or because you know you have something of value and you want to deliver it in the best possible way, right? Because I think when we manage to change that, right, I think we tap into that motivator that you're talking about, right? That, okay, now it's exciting. Even though I'm afraid of pressing play and talking out loud in front of the camera. Dude, that line right there. I'm afraid.
The ghost has an opinion on the fact.
Yeah, it's like, let me talk. Maybe it's like code Morse back there with the light. So yeah, my follow-up question was gonna be like, what is your motivator, right? That you talk about. What keeps you going?
What keeps me going? That's a good question. Sometimes Sometimes me publishing content is a way to simply get things like vent like all right, I just need to get away and like record something, and so sometimes it's a exercise to get emotions out from something else.
Yeah.
I do find that I want to bring up another thought of like analysis paralysis, where I myself find myself being a perfectionist, where I want to get everything to a full, like, have it be just as perfect as possible. But when I get into that mode, I will too easily find myself like, okay, I want it to be perfect, and so therefore it will never get done. So I want it to be perfect, but also I want to make sure that that perfection doesn't stop it from actually getting out there, from it actually getting complete. And so what motivates me a lot of times is making sure that my message gets out to the people that deserve it. Those people who have those voices, but otherwise are not having them heard because they're too afraid, feel like they're undeserving. Maybe in the you've touched on this a bit through our conversation. Like, I was basically like, I went on this journey of like teaching myself YouTube, and then finding my people. And there's a lot of times where like your people could be out there, your people could be waiting for you. You just need to put your message out there, or in some cases, put a microphone in front of your face and then have a Facebook Live, and so many people can see you and have content as profit. That's like that. Just that one step is sometimes waiting for you. That's what motivates me.
Thank you for sharing.
What motivates you?
Me? I'll tell you. I was actually gonna go there, Fonz.
All right, cool. I'm gonna put in the comments too. If you're listening right now, go to the live stream and make sure you comment. What is your motivator? Let us know.
Yeah. So here's a quick story, right? Like on the name of the show, for example, right? This is a declaration. This is literally like a belief that we have, right? And earlier I was listening to a show and they were talking about Big Clout, and this like the new decentralized social media platform, right? Where they're trying to it's growing like crazy, and all creators are going to have new opportunities, and then the big tech is not going to have like the monopoly of the whole thing. It's very, very interesting, right? But one of the guys that was talking in that show was saying that he was a very early investor. He's like, this wasn't a very cool idea, right? And this probably has a 95% to fail, but also a 5% to like be very successful. And if it does, it's gonna pay off like really big, right? In the trillions of dollars, right? And he decided to put money into it, right? But how he decided to put money into it is like he decided to believe that was the thing that was gonna work, right? And with everything, like so with startups or with our own content or with our own businesses or with our own life, it starts with a belief, right? Mm-hmm. So when we decided to go tackle this show, right, and when we decided to tackle the fact that we were going to work with content, right, the way that we do it with the micro assets and the distribution and the things that we do on the back end, right, our belief is that any little piece of content that you put out there, no matter how little it is, no matter how frequently, right, as long as you are consistent, that's going to turn into profit. And for us, profit means several things, from great relationships to strategic partnerships to getting invites for events to MC, which, by the way, that's why we were in Montana, for example, right? A lot of opportunities to that too. But it's going to create a lot of opportunities because you're putting yourself out there. So when we first started, it was literally the name of the show was a declaration that we're like, we need to believe this, right? If we're going to go that route. And don't get me wrong, along the way, there's been many situations where that belief has been tested.
Yep.
Right? For many reasons. Hey, people don't follow. By the way, we don't care about followers. Like we care about our audience. We care about the interaction, the people, the connection, the community that we're building. We don't care about who's following, who's not following, right? That does the connection of money and business is not on the following side of things.
Hey, but we care about you.
But we care.
If you're listening, we care about you a lot.
Yeah, that's what I just told. What are you saying?
I'm just getting intimate here, you know?
Wow. All right. So, circling back about my belief, the name was a declaration. When we put it out there, we're like, this is the thing that we believe. And no matter what happens, right? Whether we publish a podcast, whether we publish like a YouTube channel, whatever we choose to do, because at the end of the day, it's like, what can we execute consistently, right? And over 200 interviews, that has been the consistent thing. Like everybody keeps telling us, if I've never started doing this, I would not be standing where I am today. I will be probably very unhappy. I will be doing something that maybe I don't feel passionate about. And the catalyst has been the consistency on publishing. So it goes hand in hand with what you said as well. And that to me, now I fully 100% believe on the name, right? 100%. No matter what type of publishing you do, there's gonna be some kind of benefit, either personal for your life or for your business, right? And at the end of the day, consistency is what's going to make it happen, right? So how do we stay consistent? So with that will be my follow-up question to you. Is like,
wait, before you hit the follow-up question, we got somebody here, Sebulon.
Hey, what's up, bro?
He shared what's his motivation for publishing: to create something never been done before, to meet new people with brilliant ideas. Whew. Absolutely love it. Yes, I love this.
Yes.
I'm not gonna lie. That's that second part right there, that to meet people with brilliant ideas. Oh
yes.
Man, after we started bringing people to the podcast, that became one of my main motivators. I was like, dude, it's so incredible having this opportunity of talking to people that, maybe I wouldn't have the chance to talk to them ever if we didn't have the platform, if we weren't creating content.
Ben, for example,
exactly. Sebulon, you too, you're coming. So
yeah,
absolutely amazing. So thank you for that reminder. I loved it.
Yeah, thank you, man. So Ben, what I mean, I can't forget the question I was gonna ask, but I might have a better one.
Ask some sort of I got a follow-up thought that might spark your follow-up question.
Do it.
Okay.
Yeah, that this reminds me of like a piece of investing advice that I got a while ago, and for those listening, like this might spark your business idea. Is that years ago, like when Netflix started, they did their first price increase of their service, and I think it like went to like $16 or something. And as soon as they did that, like their stock just tanked. And this conversation went around. I remember years later on a podcast, someone said like, "All right, so what? Should you invest in Netflix? Or should you invest in anything like when their stock tanks?" Because this moment was a good example.
Yeah.
And it was like, all right, do you envision a future with Netflix alive? Do you see that as in the future Netflix is going to be alive? That is like an inevitability, or no, like this is like that number is going to keep going down and down. If you see that as like, no, Netflix is going to die, then don't invest. But if you see it as like, hey, Netflix is the future, then that's going to be something you want to invest in. And whatever your business idea is, that is an equivalent investment. If you think like, oh, hey, this idea is the future. Like if you see content being profit as the future, that is an investment, not just financially, but also in your time.
Yeah,
I love that. That
so powerful.
That perspective, because that's the funny thing. A lot of people know, they're like, oh, whoever gets attention, right, in the marketplace, whoever's putting content out there, they're gonna grow. Their business are growing, right? And you can see it, like all these media companies that are coming out, right, and they get all the eyeballs, they get all the attentions, and then they just grow exponentially. And people know this, but still they say, yeah, I want to, grow my business. And I'm not saying this is the only way to grow your business, but I do believe 100% that it's a certain way to do better at business, right? Because you're putting now your ideas into the world, you're making public commitments, right? And you're connecting with the people that you want to serve, and they see it that way. Exactly, you're not hiding, but they see it that way, but then they're afraid of investing, right? In their and I'm not saying just investing monetarily, but like investing their time, right? Investing emotionally too, into, let me put myself out there into this uncomfortable zone, and speak my truth.
I mean, this thought just came to mind, right? It seems funny to me how people invest years, right, of their life in maybe an education system, right, to do stuff, and then they go out to the real world, and let's say that we decide to start a business, and then they don't decide to invest either the same amount of money or time to develop the skills
Mhm.
that are going to last longer. They're going to help us develop the relationships and going to help them, put their message out there, which, by the way, if you believe 100% of your message, that should be going out every single day to as many people as possible, because it is at the service if you don't get that to your people, like you mentioned, right, Ben? You found your people, right? And I'm sure there's something in between there that, like, if you do not tell them, it's at the service to them, because you are helping them with every word that you say, right? So it's okay. And now we're dealing with, do I actually believe in what I'm doing? Do I actually believe in the product that I have? Do I actually believe in this thing? So and it becomes like really transparent at that point, because we've had companies that they love to hide behind certain walls, and this that we're doing right now does not allow you to hide behind those doors.
Well, you brought up the educational system, and when it comes down to it, like, why do people invest 4 years into like this big like educational system, but not the same amount of time into like building their own business and whatnot? And when like, the hard reason of that is because the educational system is also a business that is also selling you a product.
Yes.
And if you were to do it on your own, then that means like you are doing it in a very naked sense that is also very scary. And the latter is that what they're selling you is a feeling of security.
Yeah.
That's part of what that comes down to. And doing this like stuff on your own involves that like sort of risk reward mentality. Over this past year, we saw like an immense massive growth in online entrepreneurship. And why did we see that? Because that 2020 event that I can't say on YouTube happened, and so a lot of people got laid off from their jobs. And so when they happen, it's like, hey, I got laid off for being a hairdresser, and so why don't I just go and be a hairdresser on my own? Why did people do that? Because when you go and have a job, when you go and sign up for a university or whatever, you are accepting security and trading away the risk that is involved with the building. But all of a sudden, like, that trade was no longer an option. So people said, well, I might as well take the risk. And then all of a sudden, like a couple months later, year later, their employers came back, say, hey, I'll hire you again. It's like, no, I'm sorry. Like that security is no longer there. And I'm shown that I can do this on my own.
Yeah. And by the way, there's nothing wrong with that, because like I really thought that like going for a job, it was like, no, like it was such a moment of pride to me, and at some degree. And then I met my wife, who she's perfectly happy doing, and I was like, Katie, I do not understand, like, why don't you want to do this thing that's so exciting, right, of your own thing, right? And she's like, man, I just really feel comfortable, and she values that security. She really enjoys what she does, right? And I gotta respect that, like many others, right? But for those that really make the decision of like going on their own and tackle this, right, it's a fun trip ahead, and we have to be very clear that it's not going to be an easy path, and that we should be willing to invest either the same amount of time or in same amount of resources into developing those skills if you did the other thing as well.
Oh, let's see. Sebulon, I love taking that leap of faith. Big risk open you up to who you can truly become. Trust is the process, and do what others are not willing to do. Rip your life open.
Ooh, baby.
Yes. Love it.
Golden boulders from the audience. Let's
Dropping
go.
the golden boulders. That is correct.
And
Thank
he
you,
actually
Sebulon.
he matched his background to the background of the show. Shout out.
Now his background is actually a green screen. He's blending in with the yellow.
I love it, man. I love it.
Yeah, Pikachu yellow. Honoring Ben's Pikachu over here. I love it.
Yeah. So let's get a little bit more.
Did you ever remember that question you wanted to ask?
I no, but this was a lot better. I think my follow-up question was a little bit more on your belief side, right? Like we've been tested like this past year.
Yeah. Ignore me, guys. It's okay.
Yeah, this is my time to shine.
It's time to shine. It's okay. I'll save my question. I won't forget it, Ben. I promise.
It was on the belief side, right? Like we've been tested many times, right? Like we launched this side of the business during COVID. We grew very rapidly at the very beginning. Then we kind of hit a slump, and then a second slump, right? Which is normal. and then we've been recovering from that. But at the same time, there's been a lot of lessons, right? Not on the publishing side, we've been very diligent on trying to stay as consistent as possible, but also on the business side, because traction started to happen, then a lot of factors come into play, right? Like, what are the numbers behind the business? There's a lot of stuff that happens behind the scenes that not a lot of people see. So then we're like, is this really worth it, right? And then when you start questioning that, there's a lot of friction. So through your publishing journey, like these lessons this past year, have you found a moment like that? And if you did, how do you move past that?
That's an excellent question. And you're asking specifically about the publishing side of things or also the business side of things?
It could be both, right? Like publishing is that extension, right, of that business and how people find you. But it could be, you could dive into publishing specifically.
Yeah, I think that, again, this goes back to like, you need your reason of why. Because I think when I first started my publishing journey for my gaming channel, I thought like, oh yeah, like my audience like will be my reason why. But the audience ain't there when you first start off. So that ain't gonna be a good reason of why. But what for me specifically, like when I encounter these hurdles, it has to be that like reminding myself like, why am I building this thing? And you guys touched on this in the intro. For those of you just joining us, like I'm a first generation entrepreneur, and part of my why is to like be that example.
Yeah.
For those around me. So that's been a lot of like my why. And part of my why is also like when I encounter those hurdles is that I've become so invested in this thus far that I am like, well, I'm so far into this journey. It's like there's no turning back for me now. It's not then at that point it's not a question of giving up per se that has exited vocabulary. It's now more of a question of how do I overcome this? Now it's pardon me. It's not so much as like how can I turn back, as more of a how can I problem solve? How can I get past this like okay, there's no bridge. The bridge is out. Okay. So how do we then turn around and go back into town and go to the local merchant and buy some wood to then build a bridge? But the bridge is out. We need to turn back. No, we need to get the supplies in order to build a bridge.
Yeah.
It might take a little bit of time, but we need to build a bridge.
Yeah.
And most people don't see it like that. They see, okay, there's no bridge, therefore it is impossible to cross the ravine, so therefore we must turn around. I think that's sort of a like viewing problems from a perspective. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. 100%. Does it make sense for you?
Yeah, no, I'm focused. I'm here like, wow.
I love this topic, and I feel very passionate, man, and I want to say thank you for obviously sharing your stories and being vulnerable out here, because like for that, it's not always easy, right? Like when we first decided to do 45 Live for the very first time, which was our way of starting publishing, right? We did a live video.
We need to do it again, just so you know.
Yeah, for 45 days. We lasted 15 for other reasons, positive reasons. But I remember just starting to share the stories. The first stories, if we go back to those videos, are very superficial, right? And then when we started really getting into the nitty gritty of like how I really feel this day, and this is my opinion, and this is why I think this is it, and you have that interaction, like that's when magic starts to happen and people start resonating with you. And then you get that wood that you were just mentioning, right? Like that's when it happens. And then you come back and that bridge starts to start coming together. And then you keep walking, and then there's another bridge, and you're like, crap, okay, let's go do more of this, right? And that's why FONZI is saying we got to do another one. We need to do, what's it, season 5? Four. Season 4. Yeah. So I love it, man. Thank you so much for sharing.
Yeah. I think it's also a comment down below. Love that you see what you want and you go, and nothing will stand in your way. Thank you so much. I think it's also important to point out in that metaphor that like you might be building your bridge, but there might be another guy that is like off and just crosses there like in his plane and says like, "See ya." Like ignore that guy. You don't want to compare yourself to the guy in the plane while that is crossing two bridges while you're gathering your wood. You're
Yeah.
going at your own speed, and it's important to focus like I am making progress building my bridge.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's something very common in today's entrepreneurial world.
We have a very specific example of this. I remember when we were the first day of one of our in the first mastermind, we were in the live event, and one of the coaches, right, younger guy, by the way, he was in the show, Austin Dixon, shout out. We had a great experience with him, but before we actually met him, right, like we were like, dude, these guys like what, 24, 25, and like has done all this stuff. You know, I'm 30. I was 30 at the time, or about to turn 31 or something. And immediately, right, that goes in your head. I remember you, Fonzie, telling me that
Well, he's my age.
He's your age,
Yeah.
exactly.
Mhm.
So it was like, what? And like, look at all this, and immediately we started comparing, right? And we're like, no, we gotta stop. Like,
Yeah.
it doesn't work that way. Like, he's had some experiences in his life that allowed him to be there at that point in time, and we're doing our own journey. And specifically in our private life, we've also had different experiences, right? That most people, when they hear and they're like, man, like the bad experiences are like, thank God I wasn't part of that, or the good experiences, they were like, man, I'm glad that you had it. I wished as well. So everybody's in different path, and
Right.
I love your analogy with the bridge and the guy and the going on the plane.
I mean, just imagine if, I think his name is General Sanders, the guy that opened Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Yeah.
So imagine if it would have been like, oh no, there's a restaurant owner down the block that opened his restaurant when he was 20. I'm useless now at 60 something, right? But instead, he like opened one of the biggest franchises of fried chicken, dude.
And a lot of people
that's pretty
are
impressive.
being fat now,
Yeah.
eating chicken.
Yeah, that's a topic for another day.
Yeah, whatever.
I personally don't eat
I
Kentucky
totally-
Fried Chicken. I just wanted to use the
I love
example.
the chicken.
But
Yeah.
you know, it's like that's everywhere now on social media, right? You're exposed to that.
Right.
It's a great reminder to tell yourself, like, hey, I'm not here to compare myself to anybody else. It is challenging. I'm not gonna lie. I still have those thoughts once in a while. Full transparency.
Yeah.
But I feel now that I am aware of that issue, I'm like, okay, no, stop it. Everybody has at their journey. Like, I'm proud of what we've built, right? I'm proud of what I've done. Let me just keep moving forward. And I don't remember who was the person that shared this, but it's like, there's only one person you should compare yourself to, and it is yourself yesterday, right? Like, are you doing
Right.
better than you were doing yesterday, or putting a bigger effort than you were doing yesterday? Yes, no, okay, move on, right? Because once we start comparing ourselves to other people, that's when we're losing. And that is that happens so easily in the content game, because we need inspiration, right? We are like, okay, let me learn about this person. Let me learn how to edit on Premiere. Let me know how to do a podcast. And guess what? The people that you're learning from, they are on, day 100 of their journey. And you are going to be trying to get your day one as your day 100. And that is going to be a huge dissonance, right? There is going to be an extreme challenge, and then you're not going to get things done. It happened to us. The first podcast that we started, Brews and Bros, guess what? I right here wanted to do it all perfect, multiple angle cameras, the light, the editing. Dude, it was a total disaster. We've never published a single episode of Brews and Bros, and we probably will never actually publish a single episode of Brews and Bros. And at the end of the day, you just end up not depressed, but you end up beating yourself up, because you're like, dude, I did all this work and I didn't even put it out into the world, and you're just now beating yourself up about these things, right? So it's like a circle. But once you get awareness about it, guess what? You can tell yourself, boom, let me snap out of it. No comparison. Let me just focus on myself and build my own bridge.
I talk about this in a YouTube video that I recorded and is going to be coming out. I just edited it yesterday. But I talk about this like, oh, hey, like I had this like mental gymnastics with my gaming channel very frequently. Like, oh, hey, like I did this thing years ago, and then I stopped publishing for several years. Oh man, could you imagine like look at how far YouTube has come in that span of time that I wasn't publishing. Could you imagine if I was publishing in that time, and then I heard like something I heard something in a video or a podcast that got me out of that gymnastics, and it was along lines of like that doesn't matter, because in that span of time I wasn't the person that I needed to be in order to keep publishing at that consistency. But I am now. I am the person who has mastered keeping track of my time in a calendar. I am the person who has like learned editing in the proper softwares. I am the person who has mastered a schedule when it comes to like thumbnails and editing and SEO. And maybe you're the person who's like, I have no idea what Ben's talking about right now. I need to go learn these things. Then there you go. Like, you weren't the person 5 years ago who was in the set of doing all these things. But now you are.
But
now you are.
I love it, man. Thank you for sharing that, by the way. And if you guys are loving what Ben is sharing, and you're interested in getting to know him a little bit more, please send him a DM. We'll ask him in just a little bit like where to find him. But
slide in his DMs.
Yeah, head first.
But in an appropriate way, please.
Head first is the only appropriate way. Ben, I have a couple questions for you before we wrap up the show. What has been your, and this might be like, you can tell me, hey, I really want to answer this, or I don't feel comfortable answering this, but what has been your biggest challenge when it comes to like publishing? And then what has been like the biggest challenge turning your content into profit, like meaning good relationships, business, whatever you decide that you define as profit?
Yeah. Let's tackle those questions one by one. What was the first one again?
Challenge in general, publishing. What has been your biggest challenge? It could be something that you already surpassed or something that you're dealing with right now.
Yeah, I'd say it's holding myself accountable. Just in general, of like, oh hey, like either I fall into like two sides of an extreme spectrum of like, either I have no ideas for videos or I have too many ideas for videos, and then I do none of them. Where I get too into that analyzing, where I just need to pick something and then run with it. This recently happened on my gaming channel, where something was coming out for a game that I was playing, and I was like, wait a minute, people are searching for this. If I made a video on this, it would get views. But I wouldn't have a product to promote, but I wouldn't have this to promote, but the SEO wouldn't be correct. Wait a minute. Shut up, Ben. Just go and make the video. Yeah. And that there was the crux of the problem, because I was talking about a channel that was not having a video, not posting for like a long period of time. So I just needed to go make a video, and that's what I did. I just went and made a video, and I think now that video has like over 100 views now. That's awesome. And I got another one lined up for the channel.
Love it. Yeah, thank you for sharing, man. And I know that this might put each other in an uncomfortable time, because these are the things that we don't really share with a lot of people, right? Like for us, this last month was consistency, man. Like we failed big time because we were like on the road. Like we haven't really published. Like the equipment, that was another one for us, right? So thank you for sharing. At the end of the day, right? Like props to you, man, because that video came out, right? Yeah, and is moving forward.
I'm happy to share these things because I know that there's someone else listening that is like, I had that problem too. So it's like we're all there. We're all human.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
The second part to that would be, on the money side, right? Like, what will be like a challenge that, because there's a lot of people that turn their content into profit in very different ways. For us, is on the relationship side of things. What has been a challenge that you conquered, for example, through that journey?
Yeah. So there's a couple. Yeah, I'll answer this in two different ways. Number one is the relationship side of things. I started my show called My Cool Friends, where it's like, hey, you know what? I swear to God, I did not think too hard about this show. Okay, I said like, oh hey, I have a lot of like really cool friends. What will I call the show? My cool friends.
Yes.
And I said, okay, I'll come back to that later. A year later.
And it's still like my cool friends, and I love
Yeah.
it, dude. It's so good.
Mortal Kombat. Oh hey, someone changed the letter to a K. All right, we'll come back to that later. I swear to God, that story is true.
That's
awesome.
hilarious.
So that's what I did with the show. It's like, all right, I really love sitting down and talking with people. And I was on that other end of the spectrum where it's like, I have no idea for videos. Oh, hey, I'll make videos with other people.
Yeah.
And so a year later, that idea still works. And I'm still like building that idea out of like, hey, we build through relationships, like, because you can't climb the mountain on your own. So like,
Golden Boulder moment right there.
Studio clap.
Yep.
Studio clap.
Studio sorority clap.
So that's one idea, and I even gave it to someone else when they were like launching a book of like, oh hey, how do I get it out there? Of like do a show for the audience. So that's one idea. The other idea is, and I've got this piece of advice a long time ago from a mentor. You can just translate it over to YouTube videos. If you want to make more money, you need to make more offers. So create more offers in your business, and then translate those into YouTube videos. So whenever I gotta remember, I'm a nerd that watches way more YouTube than most people. But usually the format of YouTube videos, like, hey, like we give some sort of piece of advice, or answer some sort of question. That is going to be your lead magnet.
Yeah.
And then after people get their value, then you say, hey, you enjoyed this, go and check out my so-and-so. And that's going to be where you segue into your product or your service or whatever it is that you're going to push people to, your digital product, whatever. And then that's going to go over to your website. And this could be done in a couple different ways. You can then make the product yourself. It can be a service. Whatever, the sky's the limit for whatever sort of product you want to push people to.
Yeah.
It has to be lined up with the actual value thing that you put out in the YouTube video. You can also then skip this step and have it be an affiliate link that you then push people to. It's like, hey, I'm promoting this new thing that I'm very, very good friends with of the BIZBROS, and they push this new thing out and I get a kickback. So you go ahead and check their thing out because it's really associated with what we talked about today.
Yeah.
And then that's how you can make money on your YouTube videos. Questions?
I don't know if we.
My only question is where people go to find you,
Yeah.
so they can connect and ask you their questions directly to you.
Yeah, so you can find me on Facebook. It's a great way to reach me. Ben Ebig. I'm the only Ben Ebig on the planet. You can catch me at the Platinum Mastermind with Ben Ebig over on YouTube. And if you guys are feeling nerdy and want to talk about video games, you can catch me over on my gaming channel called Platinum Trophy Review.
Oh, nice. Also, maybe we were talking behind the scenes. We might do a stream together playing Rocket League. Ooh, who wants to see that? That would be a lot of fun. Let us know if you want to join too, because that would be amazing.
And also, if we do 2-on-2, I would need someone on my team. Or
I'll
I could just take down both the BIZBROS.
I'll give you my brother.
Yeah.
I'll give you my brother. Trust
Ben,
me.
we're gonna crush. Okay, we're gonna crush. We're ready to rock and roll.
My brother's biggest dream is to beat me in a video game. I'm just gonna throw that
I
out
beat
there.
you on Mario Kart and all the time. Like bro. Like
we're gonna stream it so the audience can see
Yes.
what actually happens. So we gotta come over there.
yes, absolutely. Okay, Ben, where would you be if you didn't publish right now? Like where do you think you will be right now if you didn't publish?
Where would I be if I didn't publish? Depressed. I could tell you that. I get it's very. The reason, I went to school for film, and then eventually I migrated out of that because I was teaching my professor too much. and I get a sense of joy and fulfillment knowing that like this thing, whether it be a full-fledged movie or a small YouTube video, this thing that I create, it started from nothing, literally nothing, and flourished into something. And so I could tell you, like, I'd be very sad if I wasn't publishing. I could tell you that much. And I could tell you I wouldn't have as nearly as many relationships as I do now. I've gotten a lot of them not just from my interview show that I do, but also from my game show that I do as well.
That's so cool, man. Thank you for
Yeah.
sharing. I think I would be depressed too. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, when we stop doing this thing, I feel down. Like, that's one of the reasons we keep telling people why we do this 3 times a week. It lifts us up. It helps us connect, especially after what happened last year. So I really, really encourage everybody to set something like this up. And maybe if interviews are very intimidating, you know, yeah, I'm sure if you can send Ben a couple messages and be like, "Hey, man, like, how do you do it?" Right? Like, and he's gonna share all the secrets. And we're gonna put all the links below. Obviously, the Facebook link, the Platinum Mastermind on YouTube, the gaming channel if you're into that, right? So please go ahead and connect. This was so awesome. Ben, anything else you want to add before we head out?
I see some people are interested in our Rocket League thing, so we might have to make that happen.
Yes. Oh man, on the
I'm
spot,
so-
we gotta make that happen. Yeah,
I'm
for
so
sure.
down. I'm so down, man. I love Rocket
Yeah.
League.
Yes.
It's so much fun.
Yeah. Ben, I have a gaming question for like after the show, just for you. But dude, this has been so great.
But full circle back to the beginning. I just want to add here. I said that I was going to share something, right, about consistency.
Yeah. Okay.
Since
Sure.
none of you reminded me, I'm actually impressed that I
Good job, man.
that I
Shit,
remembered.
I know. I had no idea. Was not paying attention.
So I've had this thought in my mind yesterday, right? I was onboarding a new client, and we were talking about how important it is to actually put those more personal pieces of content in your feed, right? So
Right.
people know you're an actual human, and you don't have just all the edited awesome podcast content that we can help you with. Shameless plug, right there.
Yeah.
But also the personal content, right? And a lot of people have that friction of, again, we talked about jumping in front of the camera, recording, typing something, whatever it is, your method of choice. So I was thinking, like, what if we create a 365-day content trigger email sequence that literally all it does is, like, every day will tell you, hey, what about if you can post about this? And it doesn't give you a specific topic, right? It doesn't give you like a specific headline, but it gives you a trigger that will get you thinking,
Like an inspiration for something personal.
and not just personal, right? But I mean, it's about it, kind of like that little kick in the butt, so you go and publish. Because a lot of the times, a lot of the excuses that we've heard in the market is, man, I just don't know what to say, right? Or I don't know what to talk about. Well, guess what? We're gonna give you not a prompt, right, but a trigger for you to say, okay, now I have a topic that I can think around and create this piece of content, right? So, for example, it could be, and this could be day number 1. What did you learn today from Content is Profit, right? And you can make a live video saying, dude, today I learned that Ben is a total badass and that LUISDA is terrible at Rocket League, right? Dude, like,
this has not been established, man. We haven't played it. I mean, what about Ben? Yeah, true. But Rocket League, no.
So that was the idea that I wanted to share. I'm curious. Let me know if you would be interested in that, because I think it would be pretty fun to build and to share with people. Just, get
I
you
can
guys.
tell you, I'd be interested in this because I feel like a lot of people, when it comes to like personal posts, they're like, all right, I'm gonna share something today, and then all of a sudden they have like writer's block when it comes to this. Like, even though it's like it might be like a 1-sentence Facebook post,
Yeah.
they'll still have like, all right, what do I do? And then it's like it becomes that like left side, like over analyzing, like, all right, too much content that I could make into a YouTube video.
Yeah.
And then like, then the brain shorts out.
100%.
Let's do it.
Total relatable. That my hack to that is literally push live and start talking. And then that brings it out to me, but that's very personal. I don't think a lot of people are being comfortable doing that, but I freaking love it, man. Like that was a good idea. How do you come up with that?
Honestly, it was a moment of brilliance.
He pushed live and then he started talking. That's
Thank you, man. Yeah, that was the answer I was looking for.
No, actually, I was like I mentioned, I was onboarding a new client and we were talking, and you know the service that we offer is that multi-purposing of the long form content, right? And I was talking to this person and I was like, well, we noticed that he doesn't really do any of the personal posting and all that stuff. So we're like, hey, but in my mind, I was like, you need to do more of this, right? And in my mind, I was like, I need to do more of those as well. So I was like, what is
my
it?
assistant has been yelling at me to do more of those.
Yeah.
And literally all of a sudden, like, just like a switch went on, and I was like, what if I could provide him with that solution right there, you know, like every single day in their inbox, you know, like your best friend. Hey, what's up, buddy? Talk about this. You can talk about this today. And then just send it to them.
Sweet.
So, yeah.
Ben, solid episode, brother. Thank you so much for coming to Content's Profit.
No glitch.
No
Let's
glitch.
go.
No glitch. I know the glitch.
Didn't pull the plug this time.
I know.
Let's go.
The glitch was transferred to the light. But with that said, guys, thank you so much for tuning into the Content's Profit podcast. Go ahead and follow the show on your favorite platform and on social media at BIZBROS. Go.
That is right. And if Ben today helped you move one step closer to your goal, please don't forget to share this with 3 friends. And don't forget to leave a 5-star review. See ya.
Bye, guys.